So today we are in Goshen at the Goshen High School this time instead of Goshen Theater, and we're here because the Phoenix Performing Arts is putting on their next show, which is Anastasia. Guys, thank you so much for having us. We're constructing the set right now.
Yes, you're in the middle of it all, right?
Yeah. So why are we at Goshen High School this time instead of downtown at Goshen Theater?
Yeah, so we had an opportunity that just kind of came to us, thankfully, because of Jim Du Bois and the Goshen Community Schools staff. And so we thought, why not? You know, being a part of Goshen has been so magical for us. And so she kind of hit the nail on the head when we were talking about being able to see just another piece of Goshen and bringing the community to a different area of Goshen is still just as magical, but a new viewpoint for everybody.
So, Alyssa, you're one of the roles here in the performance. What has it been like getting ready for this musical?
It has been so fun. So I'm a teacher. Yeah. So teacher by day, theater nerd by night. So it's really cool to get to see other members of our community come together and do something that we all enjoy so much. I've loved getting to know my character and watching other people get to know their characters too.
So Anastasia is a pretty well-known performance.
Yeah.
I don't know
but
anything
you're
about
a boy
it.
dad.
So
right?
we talked about this. Yeah, I have 4 boys, so I'm not real familiar with the story. So kind of give me a sense of what can we expect?
Yeah.
Where is this taking place? It looks like a castle?
Yeah, well, I'm a palace. Yeah.
Okay,
So the movie was originally done in, I believe, 1997. We grew up watching it as kids. We're siblings, so I don't know if you could tell that.
Okay.
But yeah. So we grew up watching that, and it was originally done by Fox as a cartoon. And then I believe in 2017 or right around that time, it became a musical. And so they took the storyline of what you know from the cartoon or the movie, and then they expanded upon it. So in the musical setting, we actually end up in 2 places. Act 1 is set in Russia, and then Act 2 is set in Paris. So it's a really kind of nice shift of mood, of change. It's right around the 1920s, so there's also that. You know, you feel that embedded in the different areas of what the 1920s or right before that would have looked like in those different areas. You know that. Well, I wasn't alive then, so I don't know.
Me neither.
But it
I'm feeling old, but not
not
quite.
at all.
Yeah.
But it transports you both with costume, with sound and music, with the set, and then dance style as well.
Oh, dance too. So
Yeah.
are you loving the song and dance? Is that part of the reason you're involved?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's so cool to watch, a familiar story being told, but through music and dance. And like she said, you see the differences at the very beginning when it's, very Russian and ballet. And then you go to Paris and it's just fun. And then I come in and I get the party going. And so it's just cool to watch, not only the story being told, but, the music and the mood shifting. It's awesome.
So theater always is this thing where everybody comes together and becomes a community. How big is your community for this production?
So this one we have, just around 30 people in this cast. And on Broadway, I was looking back at it, their ensemble, I think, was just 14 people. And so there's so much that happens in the show. Our cast is just so amazing. I mean, they are just wearing quite literally multiple hats. I mean, there's tiaras, I can't even say, there's a thing that starts with a K. It's a Russian headpiece. My costumer is going to be like, Ashley!
Yeah.
But, and then they change hairstyles and they have, they're go from being Russian, street, not performers, but they work through the streets. There's street sweepers and people who don't have homes to transforming into this like grandiose, Paris where there's dancing and drinking and celebration. And so it's just this, small knit family here that creates such a grandiose spectacle on the stage. You would think that there were, 60 plus people on the stage based on what you're going to see.
That's awesome. What has been your favorite part of getting ready for this production, or even a number that's in the production?
My favorite part is, it sounds so cliche, but it truly is the people that I share the space with. Theater is super fun, but it also puts you in a very vulnerable spot because you're kind of putting yourself out there for everybody to look and judge. And just to be able to do that with a community that's so inclusive and welcoming and supportive, I'm like, okay, I'll try this. And if it's not great, I know people have my back. So I just love getting to share the stage with all of these people, and we're all going towards the same goal.
And kind of along that lines, you bring in sometimes new people, sometimes people who have been a part of other casts and merge them all together.
Yeah.
So what has this cast been like? Are new, old, a little bit of both?
Yes, and it's really neat to see the way that they come together. You know, even though some of them have worked with each other for years, there's no difference between those that are new, because we do have several new family members as part of this production, and there was no gap in time. There was no like awkward stage of like getting to know each other. We dive right in and we let people know right from the bat that everybody's welcome here. And I always say it's like, you know, we're in a school, but even in our organization, it's a no bully zone. So we want people to be able to feel free to try things and to feel safe to make mistakes, and that's how you learn. And so we have significant others, we have old roommates, we have a grandpa and a granddaughter, we have siblings, you know, husbands and wives. So it's really neat to see everybody come from different walks of life and come together like they've known each other forever.
So in putting this together, what has been the biggest challenge as far as creating this storyline and the two different locations?
Honestly, this is across the board, it's huge. It's a very big undertaking, and you know, I'm so thankful that we have such an amazing team. You know, Zach is our artistic and technical director. He makes, you know, all that magic happen with his technical team, and then we have Karina, who's up here painting, and we have an amazing costume team. One of our costume designers is also our choreographer, and so there's just so many moving pieces. I mean, you're looking at a show that was based off of actual history, so there are some historical components that we wanted to make accurate, both in location and kind of what you'd see. And so costumes, I mean, hair, everything. It's a very grandiose spectacle. It's kind of reminds you a little bit of Cinderella, but with a little bit more historical accuracy. But that grandiose spectacle you think of when you think of a princess show, this is exactly what that is.
Very big, very big. Do you have a favorite number that you're performing in?
That I'm performing in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I love Land of Yesterday. It's
Okay.
it's one of the first numbers in the second act of the show, and we're at a bar, and I'm kind of talking about, you know, what I was like when I was back in Russia and being all of these, you know, wonderful, fabulous things, and now I'm stuck in Paris, and you know, she's a really cool character, but she kind of gets the party going, and they all try to die out, and I'm like, nope. Come back up, we're still partying. So it's really fun, and it's a cool contrast from the really sad beginning of the story.
And it speaks to storytelling. You're in Russia. You're in Paris, right? And so you're transforming your audience and taking them around the world with you, aren't you?
And it really, I mean, we hope that it translates that way, but just, you know, sitting from the house as you're watching, I mean, you can feel that. The energy shifts, like I said, the styles around you shift, and it really kind of, there's some really deep stuff that happens in the beginning, and her character in particular is a really great reprieve from the heaviness of some of that historical accuracy, because her and her counterpart, Vlad, are the definite comedic relief, for sure.
So this show is taking place this Friday through Sunday.
Yeah, just 3 days.
You're in a different location, but
We are.
how do people get tickets, and how do people show up? Where should they park? That kind of stuff.
Parking's, it's a school, right? So
Right.
park wherever you want. There's so many options, but you can get tickets the same way. You can head to our website, thephoenixarts.org, or you can call or visit the Goshen Theater box office, and then head to 401 Lincoln Way East in Goshen, just a couple minutes from downtown.
Very good. Well, I hope you guys have a great show. It's going to be so much fun. Make sure that you go online, get your tickets early to make sure that you have a seat. It's going to be a wonderful, transformational experience as we go to Russia and Paris. So be sure to join us for Anastasia.